What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to Football Manager. I've skipped ahead a long way. In fact, we've completely missed the January transfer window, and I know a lot of you will be a little bit miffed about that, and I do apologise, but it was either skip the whole window. Well, I say skip the whole window. It was either skip part of the window and then play sort of a couple of games in January, and then come to where we are now, mid-February. But all the transfer sort of saga really happened at the very beginning, and I couldn't record it because it was like, 2 a.m, and I just couldn't do it. So I had to just make an executive decision to just plough through it, get the business done, and I'll have to show you at the end of it. Going into the summer, there's only likely to be maybe one or two big signings, and I will record all that happening, so you'll see everything. It's quite boring though, really, when it comes to transfers. There's not an awful lot, apart from maybe some outgoings where you negotiate and you're back and forth and things, but it's not that exciting, really. So hopefully you guys are happy enough for me to do it this way just now. And I know a lot of you have been saying, show us more in terms of transfers. So I will do that in the summer. We have made a significant signing. In fact, we made two. One of them you already knew about because we made it ages ago. It's just been waiting for it to happen. I'll show you all that in a bit. First, we need to show you the league. So we're third. There's a significant gap that has opened up between us and fourth place. 9 points to be exact. But there's a huge gap that's opened up between us and the league leaders. We were looking this season to make that extra step forward and to really go for the league. Unfortunately, we didn't have the best of starts. I quickly learned that we really did need to spend money in the summer. We didn't. We got left behind. We've now spent money. Our form, Man City's form, and Liverpool's form are just incredible. We're all flying right now, but that's the problem. We're flying, but so are they. We can't catch them. If we go and have a look at the transfers before we look at the results, because if we look at the results, you'll see a goal scorer, and you'll be like, hang on, who's he? Why is he there? So let's go to transfers. As you can see, we've still got 41 million. The wage bill has been bashed about a bit. We've still got 92,000 a week to spend if you really want to, but no one I could really think of bringing in for that. So there's the main signing, Marco Asensio, formerly of Chelsea and Real Madrid, of course. £90 million we brought him in for. It's a lot of money to spend. I didn't put all of it up front. I think the deal was something along the line. I don't know if I can actually find out. So, no, I can't. Can I? No, I can't find out. I don't know why. I think it was something along the lines of 30 million up front, maybe 40 million up front, and then the rest on installments. So that will come out of our next transfer budget, unfortunately. But huge signing for us. He's on £130,000 a week, which is actually slightly less than what he was on at Chelsea. Managed to barter him down with a few goal bonuses and stuff, but I wanted to make that step up in player. Now, this is the type of player who, in my opinion, is the next step. We've got Ryan Kent, who's a very good player, and Asensio was the only player available to us who would have come to us who would actually make a difference, because I feel like everyone else, I was in for the likes of, I think there was like an Adnan Januzaj was in there. He actually, believe it or not, is very good. I still think he's got a part to play in real life. Keep an eye on that guy. I think he'll do well this season. But he was around the same quality, and there was a few players out there. Vinicius Junior valued at 9 million, although it probably would take us around 60-70 million to prize him away from the club that he's currently playing at. I think he's at Napoli. I think they bought him for 11 million, which is crazy. But he at the moment isn't as good as Ryan Kent. I know he will be in the future, but he's not right now. We need instant success. So Marco Asensio has hit the ground running. 3 goal contributions in 5 games. Of course, he was playing for Chelsea. They've made a bit of a profit on him because they paid 76 million. Oh, can we do that? No, cost so far 90 million. I don't know how it works. The other player we got, of course, was Filippo Melagoni of Atalanta for 55 million. I signed him. Obviously, the signing officially went through 1st of January, but we sorted that deal out ages ago because we sold Garcia, of course, to Spurs. 33 million Spurs paid for Alex Garcia. Don't know how he's done since joining. Apparently, it would be a phenomenal signing. The player has a future transfer arranged, apparently. I don't imagine that's true. But he went to 33 million to Spurs. 1 assist in 5 games for him, playing a little bit better in those 5 games than he was for us. Only 1 assist in 8 games for us, but we didn't really play him that much this season. He was more of a central midfield player when he did play as well. But either way, I know he's a good player, and I know he'll turn into be a phenomenal player because he will improve. But 33 million seemed like too good a deal to turn up at the time, or pass up, I should say. So David Raya, our goalkeeper that we signed from Blackburn, who I think played 1 game for us, he's gone on a permanent move to Tottenham. Again, Spurs just raiding us for players. He came in for about 3.5 million, so we've sold him for upwards of 7. So I think that was a good business. I think we signed, we did. We signed John Ruddy of Wolves. He's currently 35 years of age. He's never really going to, be that. He's obviously a backup, but he's never going to be a player to take over from Butland. He's literally there to sit on the bench for the rest of his career until Butland gets injured or suspended or whatever. Hopefully it'll never happen, but you never know. And Dorado's only out on loan. He's not going permanently, although I will look to ship him out permanently in the summer. He's a good player, but we just don't really need an anchor CDM anymore. And I don't think he's as good as some of the players that we have. So he's served a purpose for sure. In the Premier League, we obviously 17.5 million we signed him. He had a strong season for us there, if playing very, very well. And then just this year, not really done an awful lot for us. But I mean, that's you caught up on transfers. Like I said, you already knew about Melagoni. John Ruddy isn't a big signing, so Asensio is the only massive signing we made. And as you can see, we made it right at the beginning. So I couldn't really show you, unfortunately. I do apologise. But there it is. You're up to speed on transfers. We've had an insane run of form. Since we lost to Arsenal in the Carabao, we haven't actually lost a game in the league. We beat Millwall in the FA Cup. We beat Brentford in the FA Cup. We're about to go into the 5th round against Mansfield. We've done very, very well. We've beaten Chelsea 2-1. That was a tough fought game. Got a late penalty against Manchester City to stop us from losing in that game. And we've just been absolutely smashing people 4 or 5-1 here or there. The team to play Mansfield is heavily rotated, but because we do have the first leg against PSG in about 3 days' time. So Hunt, who is fast becoming one of my sort of starting 11 players, really, he's going to be a player and a half. 3.5 star gold star potential, 4.5 star for the Black Stars, whatever that means. But he looks like he could be a very, very good player. He's only 21 years of age, of course, and he's been with us for such a long time. Signed for $500,000 from Sheffield Wednesday all those years ago. Kent is still playing over there because Asensio is cup tied. Florian Thauvin comes in on the right. Bauer, by the way, is a future transfer. He is leaving on a free in June, back end of June. So in the summer we will need to get a right back. I believe just a backup right back, because I think Vagnomen is going to start coming into his own again. He's only 21 years of age, 3 or 4 star potential, very, very good player. Unless we can find someone sensational, I think he will be our main right back for years to come. Ruddy is going to play in this game, and without any further ado, let's get into it. Jovelic is our top goal scorer. He's not quite the league top goal scorer. That particular accolade belongs to Marcus Rashford, but Jovelic is definitely a prolific goal scorer. I'd be very surprised if we can't see off Mansfield here. We do have a rotated team out there. But, as far as rotated teams are concerned, it's still an extremely strong side. The only thing I don't want, and it's going to sound a little bit big-headed of me, but the only thing I don't want is for this to happen and for us to just score a goal every 5 minutes, because it will take us about an hour to get through the game. And I don't want that, because, Bauer's actually taken a knock already. We need to get into that PSG game. Plus, I've talked a lot in the opening 10 minutes. Normally, at this stage, we'd be finishing up our first game. We've only just started. So, no, it's not going that way. We're 25 minutes in. Looks like we're in complete control. Here's Stulak, and he puts that into the far corner. Stulak's been complaining about a lack of first-team football lately. So, wherever possible, I will play him. Gibbs White as well. Remember when we signed him? We signed him, I think, in our very first season when we were in the Championship. And I knew he'd be a player for the future, because I think he cost us $5.5 million from Wolves. Very, very good player. Not really playing in a position where we don't feature at central attacking midfield players. We have one, but we use them as a shadow striker. So Mariano and Abdoulaye Touré being between them worth over 100 million. Gibbs White, who's currently only valued at around $1 million, is not really going to get a look in. But I've discovered that we can play the role of a Mazzala, which is where Hunt is currently playing right now, although he is playing central midfield. But we can play a Mazzala in the midfield, and Gibbs White can play Mazzala. So I've been playing him a little bit. He's been coming along quite nicely. But again, we can't, have to rotate between about 4 or 5 different players in the midfield right now, which is a lot of players to rotate. And that's why Dorado, I think, will probably end up leaving in the summer, as well as a couple of other players as well, who may or may not be out on loan right now. I'm trying to stop myself from yawning. I don't know why I really need to yawn. 4-0 up at the end of the first half. If we can not concede, that would be brilliant. Not that I'm concerned, I just don't really want Ruddy to have to pick the ball out of the back of the net, and there he goes. Well, we don't concede that many, but we do, to be fair. I'm lying. There's a fly flying around as well. It's all going wrong. Touré nicks the ball and just restores that 4-goal gap. 19th of the season for Abdoulaye Touré, a player that I said that if he didn't start picking his socks up, he would actually find himself maybe looking for a new club, but not a bit of it. This guy's a powerhouse. Small break there for a yawn that I literally just couldn't hold back anymore. Don't know why. Many people associate yawning with being tired. It's got nothing to do with that. But just to let you know, I'm not tired. Second half we go, 5-1 up. And just cruising. I mean, we've won it. Let's be honest. We're into the next round, whether you call it the 6th round or the quarterfinal, whatever you want to call it. Touré comes forward, plays a great ball to Tovan, and he couldn't poke it into the back of the net. We do have a corner from it, though. I'd be very surprised if we actually scored from the corner. But there we go. It's been cleared. Gelling, the player to sort it out. We actually have 4 centre backs who are worthy of playing consistently. Fortunately, I have a lot of them on hot prospect and rotation, so that we get away with playing them as such. We don't have to worry about playing them as first team players. Bauer, obviously, he's got a future transfer sorted. That was a little bit frustrating, because he was playing a lot more than I think he probably should be playing, because we have a very good right back in the youngster Vagnomen, but just wasn't happy with it. If we go to have a look at the end of this game, Mariano with an absolute cracker there. If we go and have a look at the end of this game, right, how many games Bauer has played this season? In fact, I'll go and look in a minute. You'll be surprised. Like, you'll look at it and you'll go, hang on, why is he complaining again? A player who was with Stoke in the Championship, and now they're going for like league titles and European trophies and things, and he's moaning that he's not playing enough, despite the fact that he's played more than our first choice right back right now. I don't really understand it, but wherever his future transfer is, because I didn't actually pay that much attention to where he was going, hopefully they can give him the first team football that we can't. But I doubt they'll be able to give him the... that's a great save from Ruddy, or what looked like a great save, but turns out wasn't. Yeah, I doubt they'll be able to chase league titles and go for FA Cups and things, but there we are. Mansfield are now down to 10 men with a half an hour to go, and they're already 6-1 down. It's not going well for them. Speaking of not going well, we need to make sure that we preserve some players ready for the game against PSG. Let me have a look at Bauer. How many games has he played this season? 7. Never mind. Maybe I'm talking absolute nonsense then. Maybe he hasn't played. I thought he played nearly as many games as Vagnoman has. Vagnoman has played 21. No, fair enough. He's got a point. You know, I've been playing him a lot more since he said he's leaving. But hey, it is what it is. So, who do we need to sort of preserve then? Not Bauer. He can play the rest of the game. Torre, maybe. Mariano, possibly. Maybe not. I'll leave Mariano on. Torre could do with coming off, but don't know who I would take off for him. I mean, maybe I could bring on... Yeah, I suppose I could bring on Jovelic, although I don't really want to. Let me bring on Jovelic. We don't have a spare striker other than that. We'll swap those around. Put him on as a complete forward. And then who else do we need to take off? Maybe Stulak. We'll bring on the new boy, Melagoni. He's already played. He's already played some football for us, so it's not like it's a debut or anything. Probably keep Hunt on. Maybe just save the rest of the substitutions just in case we need them. Bauer may very well need to come off. I don't really want to be risking an injury because he's our only backup right back. We've got this one in the bag as well, so I don't need to be taking unnecessary risks. Just with the final few minutes, let me bring on Vagnoman for Bauer. Hopefully he understands why I've done that, but there we go. 5 minutes on the clock. We are through to the next round. Maybe that was a little bit boring. Maybe it was exciting. I don't know whichever way you look at it. But, it's a goal for Hunt. That's a big goal for him. I'm really, really chuffed he scored. And, you know, we're 7-1 up, but he's gone and run off by himself celebrating in the corner because that's how much it means to him. The rest of the team sort of trotted up behind him. But I'm glad he's got a goal because he's a player that we bought, you know, very early on. Very, very early on. One of the first players we actually purchased back in the Championship because I saw something and I thought, you know what, he could do a job for us. There was a time actually at the beginning of this season or end of last season where I thought maybe he could be on his way out. But actually, proving to be a bit of a player. I'm a big fan. This guy is improving rapidly. Big fan. His physicals are incredible. You know, the pace, the natural fitness, the agility. Things like first touch coming along nicely. Would be nice if he could improve his finishing, but apart from that, big fan. Have we got a draw for the... Let me just praise Abdoulaye Touré's performance. Let me see as well. Do we have a date for the next... No, it's on the 17th. It's after PSG. So, with that in mind, let's jump into the Champions League. Not sure how this game is going to go. PSG, of course, they've won the French league for the last, 10 years in a row or something. I think Monaco won it once. They're still top of the league now. They're clear by about 5 or 6 points. They're playing very, very well. Their manager has come out and said that he's not confident going into the game, which is interesting. I don't really know what our strongest 11 is. I won't lie to you. I'm not really sure. I just don't... I don't know what my favourite midfield setup is. I know that Alex Hunt will be my favourite central midfield player. I think I'd prefer to play Melagoni down where Duncan is. I prefer not to be playing Duncan full stop, despite the fact that he's probably... Well, then again, I don't think he is our best. I think maybe I've looked at him and thought that he's better than he is. I think Douglas Luiz is actually better than Duncan. He can play in the attacking role, which I would prefer him to be playing as well. Then again, I think Alex Hunt is probably better than Duncan at this stage, or thereabouts at least. So Duncan will definitely be moved on in the summer. Florian Thauvin takes a break. Berardi comes in. He's been playing very well recently. Again, he could find his way out of the club. He's wanted in China massively. They keep coming in and making inquiries and things. There's a lot of players, actually, or there are a lot of players. For instance, Abdoulaye Touré wanted by the likes of Real Madrid. It's going to be very difficult for me to keep him, I think, this summer. There's a couple of other players who have been wanted by the likes of like Milan, for instance, are in for Gelin. There are a lot of players who are wanted by top clubs. And despite the fact, and we've seen this with what was the other team that we saw it with? I can't remember who it was. I think it was Manchester United. Someone wanted a player, and it was Man United, who have just been off the boil in recent years in this game and in real life, of course. And we were finishing second consistently, and whoever it was wanted to leave for a bigger club. It might have even been Liverpool. Can't remember whether they actually left or not. I can't remember who it was. But either way, big club comes in. They've got a reputation. That, though, is a fantastic PSG team. Neymar and Mbappe still both performing quite well. Very well, in fact. Neymar is still not interested in signing for our club. I did look in January thinking we could bring in an Mbappe or a Neymar character. Berardi in on goal, and within 13 seconds, Asensio has assisted Berardi, and we are 1-0 up in the first leg at home. What a fantastic start to proceedings. That is brilliant. I mean, they're fully fit. They're a very good team. I'm fully expecting them to come back with a bit of venom now, but what an incredible start that is to proceedings in the first leg of the Champions League. I would love nothing more than to keep a clean sheet. Even if this game finishes 1-0, I would love to keep a clean sheet. And I've just realised Ruddy is playing in the Champions League. I didn't put Butland back in goal. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm really hoping they don't have a shot. Neymar's picked up a knock. He's recovering, but I would imagine he's going to need to come off. Maybe Justin Kluivert will come on for him. And there it is. Well, Arsenal currently 0-0 with Napoli. They've had 4 shots, 1 on target. We are 1-0 up, but I am playing Ruddy in goal. And I always make that mistake. That's why I tend to not rotate goalkeepers, because I always forget to change them back round again. I feel like an absolute idiot, and I didn't bring Butland with me because goalkeepers very rarely get sent off or injured in games, and I don't really keep one on the bench. I think it's just a waste of a space. You know, in the future, or the first time I ever get stung, I will probably always take a goalkeeper with me, but I've never been stung, touch wood, in Football Manager where I've needed to bring on a substitute goalkeeper. Ball's played in for the second time. Berardi there for his second goal. We punished them in the first 13 seconds, and we've punished them in the first minute after the restart. We are a team. Since making that signing of Asensio and the centre midfield player, I feel extremely confident in every game that we go in now. Even if we rotate heavily, I feel like our sort of B team is still good enough to perform, and to perform well against most teams in the Premier League. So to go here, okay, we are home, but still, to go up against PSG and to do this to them, even if they score, which they have done, and I feel like Butland might have done a bit better with that, my fault, but, you know, we've gone 2-0 up against the likes of PSG. I feel like we can compete with European teams now. And in the summer, if we can make one more big signing, wherever that may be, maybe in defence or I don't know, but we could maybe press on and make a case for winning the whole tournament. Here's Jovelic, great save by Onana, and they've got it clear, but we need to hope now that we don't concede too many chances, because if we do, I just don't have any confidence in our goalkeeper whatsoever. Why I didn't take a little bit more time to assess the situation and look at the team before. Maybe if I start reading the teams out for you guys, I would have actually gone, Ruddy in goal, that doesn't compute. I'm so gutted I didn't bring Butland with us. In terms of making a substitute here, I don't really want to be rocking the boat too much. Douglas Luiz has been playing well. Berardi's been playing well. Senzio has been playing well. Do you know what? I think I am going to do it. I'm going to bring on Alex Hunt in the midfield instead of our new signing at Melagoni. And I'm going to do it with confidence because he has been playing well. He's a good player. Got a good feeling about this. I probably will take off Asensio in the next 10 minutes. Bring on Ryan Kent. But for right now, a 2-1 lead going to their place isn't horrific. The away goal is big. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend it's not a thing, because it is. But we're still winning the game, you know. I think I'm going to bring on Mariano for Abdoulaye Toure, and that'll be the last sub that we make with 10 minutes to go. Didn't want to shore anything up. I'm not a fan of doing things like that. Berardi is fatigued big time, but 2 goals on the night. Can't really be taking him off in the Champions League on a hat-trick, can you? Oh, if that had gone in, I would have sacked Ruddy on the spot. To be fair, though, he must have done relatively well. Not that we've seen any of the saves that he's made, but you know, he's conceded 1 goal. They've had 6 or 7 shots on target, so he must have done something well. There's Mariano and Douglas Luiz knocking the ball around, and that is the end of the game. We've beaten PSG in our first leg, 2-1. That is a very good result. Again, it's a shame that I've forgotten completely about Jack Butland, and he'll be annoyed not to have played in that game. But yeah, that's a shame. Let me praise Berardi's performance, because, to be honest, it was a great performance. Before I forget, though, because I know I will, let me put Jack Butland back in goal. Had that been the case, I genuinely think we could have kept a clean sheet there. But still, Berardi's value has probably just gone up a little bit more. So if he does end up moving to China, then it'll probably command a big fee. But in tomorrow's episode, this episode's been very long, I do apologise. In tomorrow's episode, we will come back for the second leg. And where is that? We'll probably come back for PSG and Aston Villa, I would have thought. And you'll see exactly if we can. You'll see if we can keep that run of form going. I would imagine against the likes of Fulham, Southampton, who are doing quite well, but still, Crystal Palace, and then indeed Leicester, we should be picking up full points, maximum points against every single team there. What's that? 3, 6, 9, 12 points, and then going into PSG and then coming back and beating Aston Villa. That should be the hope. And then we'll probably play Liverpool, Tottenham, the last 2 games of the season, more or less, and then we'll just sort of get rid of Brighton. So yeah, potentially 2 episodes left. If we progress through in the Champions League, though, of course we'll have more episodes. But if we do somehow get knocked out against PSG, which is very likely, then we'll probably only have 2 episodes left of this season, and then we can go into the summer window, maybe make that one big sign-in to press on and hopefully do the business in the league and indeed in Europe. But if you have enjoyed that, do me a favour and smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.